What's going on, you Linux-loving miscreants? Time for another weekly Daily Wednesdays, where we like to sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux, open source, whatever we find that tickles our, can we say penguins? I don't know. Don't tickle penguins.
Yes.
You know what?
Not
if you
the
got
penguins.
First off, if you got a penguin around, consider yourself fortunate. And you know, I'm not going to judge you. If you want to reach over, give it a little tickle. It might like it. Who knows? Plenty of stuff to talk about on the show today, as you might see in the title. Linux is running inside of a PDF because why not? We already got Doom running in one. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that 06 that I've been playing around, that 12-core ARM monster. A new board from Adafruit and Argon. Finally, the makers of Raspberry Pi cases. Years and years ago, when the Raspberry Pi 5 came out, I said, wait until the Argon. And they finally made the case that I was like, wait for this one. Here it is. And Tom's Hardware reviewed it. So we're going to take a look at that goodness. But up first, what's up? What's new? Jill, you are winding up, getting ready to go to scale. And a lot of people are like, I don't know that word. That's a weird word. What's a scale?
Oh.
Are you like, do you dress up or something?
Yeah. Well, I wear my penguin hat that's right behind me. But actually, scale is less than a month away. And I've just been crazy busy getting ready for it and making preparations for our Linux Chicks LA booth at Scale once again. And Scale is the 22nd annual Southern California Linux Expo. And it's actually taking place March 6th through 9th, 2025 at the Pasadena Convention Center in Pasadena, California. And as always, if you would like to come to Scale, I can give you 50% off your Scale pass by using the promo code CHIX on the first page of registration. So that's really cool. But
what if I use it on the third page?
It won't work on that one.
Oh, man.
But just go to www.socallinuxexpo.org and you will find the registration page there.
Pretty dope. You guys excited for Scale this year?
I am. I am not going to do as many booths this year, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of going to be like old Scale was back in the day for me. And I will be able to go to some talks this year.
There you go.
I'm really looking forward to it.
There you go. Sounds like a good time. And that, again, is, when's it, March 6th through 9th, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Thursday, March 6th through Sunday, March 9th, 2025 at the Pasadena Convention Center.
Not 2025, not 2037. So I don't want you to show up there.
This year.
Yeah.
In less than a month.
There we go. What have I been playing around with, man?
Yeah.
You might have noticed. Like if you follow me over on the Blue Skies, I think I posted on Blue Sky, or I might have posted on the Mastodons or whatever. And I've been playing around with PipeWire because, you know, it's a thing. And I'm always curious about new technology. And PipeWire's getting mature to the point where I'm like, I want to see if I can integrate it. And I've not had a reason to for a long time because everything in the studio here is running X11 because of automation stuff I have set up. And, you know, I just not broke, don't fix, right? Mm-hmm. I got a very strong policy about that. But some of these ARM machines only have hardware acceleration in Wayland. No support for X. So there we go. We got our motivator. I'm like, all right, so I'm going to be tangoing with Wayland. I got Wayland. Can I get rid of PipeWire from the GNOME shell or KDE Plasma without the system not working anymore? The answer to that, not easily. Oh, we're going to be playing with PipeWire. So now I got to figure out, does Netjack 2 work with PipeWire? You don't know about Netjack 2, open source software, 15, maybe 16 years old now. It's great. It's like Dante, AVP. It allows me to send the audio from Jill's PC all the way over here to the DAW, the digital audio workstation, which comes over to our streaming PC, and it gets mixed up all in real time, hyper low latency. It's brilliant. There's no, conversions. I don't need a bunch of audio interfaces. I did a video about it over on Interfacing Linux if you want to see. This setup would take something like 16 or 17 audio cables and multiple audio interfaces. I'm going to do it with 3 Ethernet cables. All right. Big difference. Anyway, I want to get PipeWire playing with it. So I've been playing around with it a couple of days. And I think I finally got it working. I got Netjack 2 on one of those ARM machines to connect to the Netjack server.
Ooh.
And to pass audio. So now I got to figure out how I can script it, because what I got to do is create virtual syncs. I got to pull up the interface for the client, make it auto connect. So I'm learning this. There'll be a thread in the forums on interfacing Linux for like the 3 other people that are like, I would like, you might in the future, you will probably in the future have the need, because you'll be running Wayland in the future, like it or not, and you're going to want to automate your systems to bring them up, or maybe you just want to connect 2 computers and like, how do I do this? The documentation is there, but it's different in 2 different places. So let them try to combine it. Give a little thing. I'm not going to do like a whole video on it, but yeah, that's what I've been playing around with. A lot of this ARM stuff, trying to get through it and having a good time. I'll talk a little more about ARM in the future. But first, we got to talk about Linux running in a PDF.
Oh, this just makes me so excited. It's something really amazing. A high school student developer named Adding2210 got Linux running in a PDF file. Yes, a portable document format file. Normally, it's a static file format for digital documents that we all use for lots of documents online. And so, but now the Linux PDF is a project to run Linux inside a PDF file using a RISC-V emulator, which is based on TinyEmu. And the project is based on adding 2010's previous Doom PDF project, which runs the game Doom in a PDF. Go check that one out as well. The PDF file format is really cool, and it supports JavaScript, which is used to compile and run the emulator. And Adding 2210 states on the Linux PDF GitHub page, the full specification for the JS and PDFs was only ever implemented by Adobe Acrobat. And it contained some ridiculous things like the ability to do 3D rendering, make HTTP requests, and detect every monitor connected to the user system. However, on Chromium and other browsers, only a tiny subset of this API was ever implemented due to obvious security concerns. With this, we can do whatever computation we want, just with some very limited I/O. Yeah, very well stated, Adding 2210. And you can actually run Linux PDF online with a link on the GitHub page, or you can clone the repository and run the build.sh script to generate the files and serve them on your very own web server. And I want to thank...
I'm just going to go out on a limb right now. The virtual environments for Python 3 always confuse me for obvious reasons. Venv.
Yeah. Venv. Yeah. venv.
Yeah.
Ven 10. That's... Dude. No, venv.
You better watch out, RISC-V. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, venv. And yeah, I want to thank our Patreon advisor, Artheron, who's in chat right now, for bringing this PDF delight to our attention. It's so cool. I had fun playing with it and putting in some commands. And I noticed one command was in there that Ven found too that they had put in, which would be okay on the PDF.
You can think about it. Like you can finally run RF in a PDF. Like game over. Game over. Now let's do Chat GPT or some nonsense like that. Yeah, after the I think this started out with Tetris a while back. Then I saw the Doom a couple of weeks ago, and now we're just bringing up a Linux system in a PDF, which might make you go, "That's probably a security issue." I'm like, "Oh yeah." People have known that for a long time. Like PDFs can be dangerous, So I know a lot of you, my brothers and sisters out there, are running FireFox, and you're like, is there a way to just like disable the scripting in Yes, there is. Now I want you to go over to Linux Aimcast, click on the show notes down below this, unless you want to try to type this up, because there's a PDF JS enable scripting thing in your about config, and you can set the defaults in Firefox, and like all this nonsense just goes away, and you can sleep better. Because it's weird. When I think about PDFs, what do I want out of PDF? Static.
Yeah, I know. It's strange.
Yeah, I do.
Document.
A document. Like, okay, also maybe it can run Doom.
Yeah. I know.
Man, I don't know. Real quick, I went over this a bit more in depth on Saturday's show, but hey, some of y'all don't watch that, and that's cool. We can still hang out. Thing I've been playing around with is the Orion 06 from Radxa. That's an ITX motherboard, but under that heatsink and fan is a 12-core ARM SoC. And yeah, that motherboard's got Gen 4 PCI Express on it. It's got dual 5 gig Ethernet, USB 3 DisplayPort out. It's even got a back plate. Now, how much would you pay? Because it comes with a fancy plexiglass case that you can get your fingerprints all over. But I was very fascinated by this. I've had it for quite a while. Not quite ready to do a review for it yet. You can get Debian up and running on it right now. You can get Fedora running on it. You can get Rocky up and running on it. But like the big sell about this is an affordable machine with UEFI, which means much like the Ampere, the system from, the System 76, and they work together, is you can kind of just install any generic ARM distro on it. This is the future. This is the plan, because we got to wait on something. We got to wait on something. I'll tell you about that in a second, though, because I just did some quick, I didn't go like hard on the test bench numbers. I'm just like, just overview. This is what is out of the box, because this is a dev kit. Geekbench, who's going to be the first person in the comments on YouTube to tell me Geekbench is not a benchmark. That's why I call them scientific number digits. It says it right there in the chart. Fight me. That just takes all the steam out. How fast is this thing? Well, it's in a different league than what you might expect, because you're thinking Raspberry Pi 5 is a good baseline. Raspberry Pi 5s are fast, man. They're not slow. They're roughly the same speed as the Rockchip 3588 in single core performance. And we're like, okay, that's pretty good. Well, this Orion 06 is almost double that, which makes it about half as fast as the Apple M1, which is, what a lot of people are trying to pick up right now, because you can pay like $200-300, put Asahi Linux on it. But this is just going to run regular Linux, no mucking around. But where it gets really interesting is when we get down to this multi-bench stuff, because those scientific number digits, this thing's within like 24-28% of that M1.
Yeah. Sweet.
Over twice as fast as the 3588. And like, look at this Raspberry Pi 5 down here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 times as fast. I don't know. It's kind of wild. I did a VK benchmark against the 3588. It's a little bit faster. It's like 24. But this is so early days. These benchmarks really mean nothing other than there's a lot of potential in this board. And I say potential because when we get down here and we take a look at this, we got to wait on the company that makes this critter, CIX, because they're like, here's our pledge. We're a new company. We're doing some ARM products, and we want to shake up the industry. And we're going to release the BIOS and operating system images January 15th. They make good on that. And they claim that they're going to release the BIOS and Linux kernel source codes for all the bits, in Q1 of this year. So in the next couple of months, it could be tomorrow. It could be, a couple of weeks from now. If they make good on that, this thing is just going to be unhinged, fun to play around with.
Yeah.
And of course, tools for building images. I didn't stop there because I was talking to Jordan on Linux Gamecast. I'm like, is there anything you'd like me to do with this? And, completely, rationally, he was like, yeah, I could think of some scientific things to do with it. And I'm like, really? He's like, 100%. So we ended up feeding it some GPUs. I had 2 GPUs laying around, the first one being my 3100 Radeon. I plugged it in, it just worked. Like, I installed the firmware. This is where it got interesting, though. You see that, Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I installed the Radxa 06 onto an NVIDIA 2060.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, the uneducated might assume that I'm installing the GPU onto the motherboard. This is not the case. If you have a mini ITX motherboard, you're installing the motherboard onto the GPU. An NVIDIA card. And that's what the Nuvo drivers look like, just garbled. So then I installed the closed source binary drivers. I'm like, this is going to explode. Nope, that is the NVIDIA control panel running under ARM with a 2060.
Just amazing.
Just kind of playing around, dude. It's it's wild, but it's so early days on the software side. And that's what I really try to put through in the video. and in the write-up that hardware is very much only half the battle on this. And it's like playing Minesweeper right now. Even like last night, I was still playing around with this thing. When I say dev kit, I mean serious dev kit. Like you can wreck it by picking the wrong square right now and just like blow away like, welp. All right. So wait. If you look at the hardware, get excited about the hardware. But we need to keep it. I'll let everybody know on the show when CIX makes good with it. Then it's just going to be floodgates are open because these things are not necessarily cheap. They're way cheaper than the one from System 76. But I mean, it's a different beast, right?
Yeah.
Different beast. This is like, $240, $280, which isn't that bad, but I wouldn't recommend just running out and picking one up just yet. Very excited about it. A lot of potential for it, but don't buy it. That's a weird thing to say, but that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. And been having a fun time with it. We'll just stay tuned. There'll be a lot more. Once everything gets sorted, we'll be running Steam on it. We'll be playing games. We'll be doing movies. I'll be doing a build with it. We're going to swap out Jill's box. Because,
cool.
For the review, I got to actually run these things and like test them for a month. And so stay tuned for that. Hope everybody wants to, just get excited. I've been really excited with this ARM stuff. I was kind of dreading it because when I made that Trackberry Pi video, like, hey, let's run a Trackberry Pi. Trackberry, geez, quit using your own words, old man. A Trackmania server on a Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi 5.
Yeah. When I made that video, like every ARM single board computer manufacturer like contacted me like, hey, do you want free stuff? And I'm like, oh no, whatever will I do? Of course not. Do not tip me with your what? And I'm like, of course, send me stuff. So I've been playing around with a bunch of stuff, having a good time with it. And I wanted to share that with everyone. Also, I think these things are still available for like pre-order. A couple of people have gotten them, but it might be another couple of weeks before if you're just like, I need one right now, go buy it. I don't have any affiliate links or nothing. This is just me going, here's how you get one up and running. Go play with it. That's the whole point of the write-up on interfacing Linux. Good times. Now.
Yeah. Vin, it's going to be so exciting watching you through the process and actually being able to build a computer that people can use at home for under $500 with ARM.
Way under $500, dude.
Well,
and let me put the emphasis on this. That 12-core SoC is fast.
Sweet.
And if you've played around, you got a Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 5, you got a rock chip, you got a whatever. Go open Chrome right now. Just open Chrome and go, all right, oh, that wasn't too bad. Go look at that video. That video is not sped up. From a fresh boot, Chromium launches before you get done clicking the button, dude. Like this is a different class of ARM CPU. Like, this is like, oh, you can legitimately just use this on the desktop, but like it can power through and play out 4K 60 video, dude. Like it's got grunt, which is weird. Also, it uses
Big Buck Bunny. You demonstrating Big Buck Bunny.
Hey,
4K
man.
60.
I'm all about the hippitus hoppitus. When I need to play a video capture, playback, or playing the Big Buck Bunny because can't nobody go check out the Blender Foundation. Go play with Blender. It's good times. Now let's talk about Adafruit and their jam.
Yeah.
With some Raspberry Pi stuff, one's
one's quite a bit lower powered, but amazing nonetheless. Adafruit has a cool new single board computer in its collection coming soon. It's called the Adafruit Jam.
Too late. It's Adafruit now.
Adafruit. No. The Adafruit Jam is a credit card sized computer featuring the Raspberry Pi RP2350B microprocessor with two 150 megahertz ARM Cortex M33 cores and two Hazard 3 RISC-V cores. The Fruit Jam has just 8 megabytes of PS RAM and 520 kilobytes of SRAM for memory and 16 megabytes of onboard QSPI flash storage. And the Fruit Jam is actually designed to be used as a lightweight standalone computer and was inspired by the Ichigo Jam project. And all you have to do is sign up via email in the link in our show notes, and Adafruit will let you know when the fruit jam is available. And what is also cool is that Adafruit has an ask for our input in the Linux community, and asks, what should we try running on this hardware when we get the PCBs back and assembled? We're pretty sure it can run Doom. Should that be first? We also need a name. Right now, we're just calling it Fruit Jam since
Doomatron
it's
9000.
inspired. Doomatron, and that's good.
Doomy Doom.
Inspired by the Isha Jam project. Well, I actually like the name Fruit Jam. I thought that's really fun and clever, and it kind of fits, little inexpensive board. Jam, peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches are inexpensive, so it works. And I was thinking of course, Doom, but you can also run ASCII Star Wars on it as well.
You haven't lived until you watched Star Wars over Telnet or SSH now, man. Now I'm looking at the board, Jill, and I'm saying, man,
so cute. Look at that. Adorbs.
It's got one killer feature.
One killer feature.
I see it. And I'm like, did they bring it up in the notes? Well, we're going to scroll down because, yeah, they did. There you go. It's got not a regular on-off switch.
Oh,
no. It's got a chunky on-off switch.
Yes.
According to their documentation.
A real beast.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. The little left-right slide thing, which, right on. Yeah, that's having stuff like this, low-cost stuff to play around with. I'm glad it's there. Glad it's something to play around with. And we didn't get any information on pricing, though, did we?
No pricing yet.
It's not going to be a lot.
No, it'll be inexpensive.
Yeah. Oh. The next thing, though, I was surprised how inexpensive it was. Billions of years ago, when the Raspberry Pi 5 came out, we talked about it on the show, and you first saw me go, but you could see me develop my fear and loathing of that ribbon cable, right?
Yeah.
Like, where's my NVMe slot?
There we go.
I was mad. I wasn't mad, but I was like, come on, man. But what I said, if you go back and watch that episode, I'm like, wait until the cases come out. And by cases, I said, wait until Argon makes a case. Why? Because I'm deeply, madly in love with my Argon One M2 case for my Raspberry Pi 4, which is running the Trackmania server these days. But it's such a brilliant case. It's well made, low cost. It was like $30-$40 all in. And for the Raspberry Pi 5, I'm like, just wait. Just wait until Argon makes a good case for that. And they did. And this is the Argon One V5, not RISC-V, not venv, just old-fashioned V5. This VHS-looking chocker, speaking of chockers, man, this thing looks like a VHS cassette.
It does.
Yeah, it comes in 2 bits, though. It's got the case, and it's got a little NVMe breakout board that you can stick together, and they even sell their own NVMe drives now, which, hey, can't fault them, man. Get that money. It's a giant block of aluminum with big boy HDMI ports on the back, which is one of the things I love about my Argon One, because I hate dongles. It's got stickers on the back, power button, headphone jack, ventilation holes, more stuff there. We're looking at that, and you can pop the lid and kind of get to everything, including your GPI. Oh, it's even got a little OLED display on the top. Yeah, man, like these are so well made. Cool. I like them.
Yeah.
I will always be a little bit of a champion for Argon after buying that case. Very reasonable. There it is. Look at that. It'll tell you the temp.
So cute.
It will tell you how much RAM you're using. They got some software to do that. All right. What else can it do? Oh, that's handy, man. Shows you the IP address. You don't.
Absolutely.
Dude, like if you got a monitor laying around that first boot, it doesn't matter, Raspberry Pi or anything. If you get DHCP enabled and you're like, okay, let's go log into the router to find what IP address this thing get.
Yeah.
It'll tell you the date and time. Oh, it'll show you CPU load. How cool is that?
Oh, and all the cores. Nice. Yeah.
Dude, that is something you will spend like 3 to 5 minutes playing with, and you'll love it, and you'll never touch it again, but it's there. It's there. Look at the board. It clicks into the side. Good to go. Like I said, about the size of a VHS tape, and a good little thing to have on your desktop. And it beats having like the hat attached with ribbon cables and like that, a weird amalgam. Argon's like, okay, that's one thing they're really good at. They're like, let's sleek this thing up, stick it together. Cases are usually pretty easy to, it's a little daughter board you slide in. It converts all the HDMI and USB holes facing the right direction, logical, the right size, and reasonably cheap too. It's like what, $35?
Yeah, $35, and just for the case, and the case with the single M.2 NVMe breakout board is only $48.
Yeah,
inexpensive.
Done, dude. Like you can get that with the SSD. Like you're like $80 all in if you want to get, your 128 gig. Oh, come on, you should do 250. You got to do 250. 250 is the. I want to buy a cheap NVMe drive, and it's for some reason I was thinking about this the other day because I was collecting NVMe drives here at the studio with all these single board computers, and like I looked at them, they're all 250 gig. I don't know that because they're cheap. They're like $20, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember, Vin, that was the day, and back in the day with the SSDs when they became real cheap, me and you were buying the 250s and the 240s.
250s, the best storage deal I felt that I ever had in my entire life was, this is back before Newegg went evil. Oh, this is like 11 years ago. I get an email notification of how weird a time it was. There was a 250 gig Kingston SSD for $99. I shot out of bed.
Yeah.
I immediately woke up, got a computer on and ordered it. And I got one before they ran out because that was like pricing error territory because, one of those drives that during that time was going to run you like $280, $300. And these were like $99. I'm like, but I still have that drive. It's over there. It works. It does what an SSD does. So yeah, pretty cool. Really love to see it. And Argon makes good products, not a sponsor, but if you're looking for a Raspberry Pi case, like I'll give them a recommendation.
Yeah.
Good to see. All right. Hey, look at that. We're running almost just on time this week.
Yay.
Good feel. Got through a bunch of stuff. Go check us out. linuxgamecast.com. There'll be, you get any thoughts, hints, or suggestions, drop them in the video on YouTube. All the links will be there. Links to the show notes, everything that we cover, along with the podcast. You can find all that on linuxgamecast.com. We got a support page because, hey, we got a Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of ways of saying it.
Patrons.
But, yeah, man. It allows you to support the show and get a bunch of cool stuff in return if you so want access to our Discord, live and uncut versions of this show. You don't want the YouTube, don't want to deal with the YouTube. I don't blame you. You don't want to deal with YouTube DLP. No. I put a video version, commercial-free, higher quality, up of this show and Linux Gamecast each and every week, right up on Patreon. You can just go there, download it watch it in the app, watch it on the webpage, however you want to do it. Not deal with any of the ads, any of the tracking, and all that fun stuff. Maybe some tracking on Patreon. Every page has got tracking except for Linux Gamecast and Interfacing Linux, because I ain't got time for that. I don't want your information. Deal with it. You got questions? Head over to interfacinglinux.com. Ask them in the forums. I saw Dak in our Discord. Now, if you're a patron or a Twitch sub or a YouTube sub, you can link that up. Come hop in, chat with us the other 6 days of the week. We do this show live, open right here in Twitch. Come chat with us, pre-show and post-show. But I saw Dak post something in Discord. It might have been yesterday, day before. And he was asking some questions about the 06 and about the FireWire card, because I tried to plug a FireWire card in it because it's me. And he types it out and he has another question, like the third question. He's like, I should probably ask this on Interfacing Linux, shouldn't I?
Aww.
And you know what? To his credit, he did.
Oh, wonderful.
Went over to the forums. He's like, and there you go. Why? Because this is a good way to get answers. And so I hate all the information that gets like sucked into IRC, sucked into Discord. This will be there for the future generations. The weirdos like us that don't have to reinvent the wheel, because we were like, hey, how did this work? And we're like, oh, we figured it out. It's kind of brilliant. But hey, man, thanks everybody. Supporting the show, watching the show, sharing it on social media. It's kind of brilliant. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. A couple of people are like, hey, you guys have moved.
Yes.
And we got our own YouTube channel finally after how many years we've been doing this? Jill knows. I have no idea. I legitimately don't.
Well, Considering I've
It's a
been
number.
here 7, so
Seven,
it's
all right.
over 8. So
Over 8, 460 of them. So whatever
Yeah.
that, divide that by the planet Saturn. I don't know exactly how you do that. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll hang around in the after show for a little bit, but first, we got to roll the credits and show you the beautiful people who make this show possible. Bouncy
Yeah.
music time. Incoming.
including our wonderful advisor, Arthurn, and our executive producers, the Targos, Barbrandt, Scott, Atomic, Mike, our Chicago Kicks level, Glorious Egg Roll, Basil, Empty, Casey Clism, our Sea Monster, System T, Ryder, X Machina, our Death Notes, Turnover,
I need glow
Martin,
sticks, man.
Renee, Leonardo, Dodger, and some of our chairlings, Jolly, Daniel, Turbo Tree Sloth.
Jolly Daniel.
Yeah, Jolly Daniel.
Every time that this music comes up, I'm always like, I just want to
It's
break
happy.
up. Yeah, like, I'm getting
I
ready
like
going on.
it.
Hey, everybody, get out there, go have some fun. Rest of the week, chugging along, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Love you all.